Hi everyone, welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira. If you're new to this platform, Dialogue with Khuraira is a platform whereby we celebrate individual we call the unsung heroes. Who are the unsung heroes? Unsung heroes are people doing amazing things in their various communities for the betterment of humanity. You may not hear about them probably because they're not in the spotlight, but they're there changing lives every day, one person at a time, one community at a time, one city, one state. And we want to hear them share their story so that way they will inspire you. And you can also start doing something similar in your own community so we can uplift humanity one person at a time and globally. So welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira. Today, our guest is Alhaji Honorable Mr. Dr. Ibrahim Garba Ahmed. Everything you can think of, Ibrahim is being called. He is one person that if you are in New York and you have not met him, you haven't come to New York, especially if you have to do something with the consulate of Nigeria. He is someone that is amazing. He's always gives and gives and gives, and he's always willing to help anyone that is in need, especially people in diaspora. We actually call him the connector. You know, he connects everybody. You know, whenever he sees that you are at this group and he knows someone that can know you and benefit, he will surely connect you. So welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira Alhaji Ibrahim. Is he on?
Yes, thank you very much. I greet you all.
We're not on camera. I don't see you on camera. What's happening?
Oh, I'm not?
No, I'm not seeing you. I'm not seeing you on camera. Okay, let me see. You're not, yeah, you're not appearing on camera. I don't know what's happening. Rufai, can you see him? Because early on when we were testing, you were here. Ibrahim, I can't seem to have Ibrahim on camera.
Oh, I think he's having network issue. Let me just rectify from him.
Okay. All right. So we'll wait for Ibrahim. He seems to be having some network issue, but he shouldn't. He's in New York. All right. Now you're here.
Yeah, I think it was a call that kept coming on my
Okay.
phone.
You know what you should do? You should have like block incoming calls, or else it will be disturbing you while you're online. You know, like
Oh,
yeah. So you just put the do not disturb button. So this way the call will not come in on
okay.
your.
That'll be on setting, right?
Yeah, so you go on to like if you pull down your screen, you just put in the do not, this one here, the focus here. So you just hit that do not disturb, this one here. So like if you go onto your phone and you scroll down, you're gonna see the options where it says focus. So if you hit focus and then you will see do not drive in, do not disturb. If you hit this one, no one will call you while you're online or you're frozen. Maybe you're doing it. All right, so let's see. That is sometimes usually the issues when you use the internet the phone to do this, because when you are live, people will be calling you and then they will be interrupting us. Are you okay now? Were you able to do it? The network, I guess, the network issue, getting calls. Yeah. Yeah, so today we're going to hear from Ibrahim. Ibrahim, someone that have lived in the diaspora for a very long time and is very, very active here in the Nigerian community, and also very active at home in terms of politically doing charitable work, you name it. Ibrahim is very, very involved. So if I'm hoping he will be back so that we can talk about from running for government office to helping others run for office to being a youth and dealing with other youths and what is the aspiration of the youth and what do they see in the coming uh 2027, what is the landscape. So there's a lot of things that I want to talk to him about that and he would be able. Are you okay? Good now?
I am okay, but it says that the host will put me on the stage.
Yeah, you're already on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Rufai, I think maybe then it's not Ibrahim if he's saying that he need to be on stage. So maybe it's at your end. Can you see why he's not able to log in? Rufai, can you help him be on, get into the studio? Well, everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful rest. Well, summer is over, school is back. You're all taking the kids back to school and all of that stuff. Mine are, they're all in school and been a very hectic one.
Okay, yes, I can see myself now. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. So Ibrahim,
Yes, ma'am.
briefly introduce yourself. You know, even though the bio is there, the tradition is that we allow you to introduce yourself, and after you do the introduction, then I will ask you questions.
Okay, thank you very much for very warm introduction. As I heard you saying so many things that I feel like I should jump off the seat where I'm sitting right now. And I know you are a dear sister, and we have done so much achievable project together here in New York and Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very delighted that you give me the privilege to come and share a little bit of what I have learned around the world with my fellow Nigerians or Africans or people, humanity as a whole.
Yeah.
As you may have known, my name is Ibrahim Garba Ahmed. I'm from Kano. I based in New York, heading to almost 30 years. I've had a lot of experience, work with the police department, NYPD, work as a teacher here in New York, work as a social worker. I have learned a lot of experience participating in political activities. Not only that, but yet as an activist. I participated politically both home and abroad, where we contributed our portion of what we view would bring a better Nigeria. It's a long journey struggle, but we don't believe that the struggle has come to an end.
No.
We only pray for Nigeria for the best, not even for the better. And I think, in brief, apart from what Hajia has said about myself, and I think that is the person that you have here sitting, putting me on the hot seat as I'm born here. I don't know.
yes. You know, so funny you were saying you're on the headset. Usually my dialogue with people is very a fun one. I don't like doing controversial things. I like people. We need a feel me good interviews, where people can share the things that they're doing so that the other people can be inspired to do the same. So Ibrahim, I know you're very, very active in helping get the right people in government. Even here in the US, you were very active during the Obama and past all the campaigns here. I know you get yourself involved to assist, and you also do the same in Nigeria. And I notice now you are basically one of the promoters of Al-Mustafa, General Al-Mustafa.
Major Hamza Al-Mustafa.
What happened?
Major Hamza Al-Mustafa.
Major Hamza Al-Mustafa. I'm sorry if I said the name wrongly. And so it looks like he is preparing himself to be our next #1 citizen for 2027. Is that what you are working so hard in getting his information across for people to get to know who he is, even though
Well,
he's a well-known person?
Well, yes is the answer, but we are not the one who is making it, but we are praying and asking Allah to fulfill our desire for the kind of Nigeria we view through our exploration, through our understanding of a true leader that can run a good leadership for Nigeria and get her out of the situation we believe that is not really going as it should be. For Nigeria. Yes, we are really creating awareness for people to know who is who in Nigeria at this moment as Nigerians.
Yeah.
I think it's within our democratic right and constitutional right and civil right for us to participate, all of us, regardless of what you believe or what you don't believe. We know that the system is facing a high level of challenge, and that challenge is really, really affecting our welfare being. Our system of social justice is affecting our economic stability, is affecting us with insecurity. So really, we're really looking for someone who will believe as Nigerians that can put us to that direction.
So you said you believe, is that why do you think that he is the right person to address the insecurity, the economic, and many other things that are not going right at the moment? You know, many have tried. I know you've participated in many other leaders prior to him. Why are you convinced that he might be the person now?
Basically, it's not about thinking. It's not about thinking about the right person.
Yeah.
It's not about thinking about the right person, but thinking about, because you see, life is a journey of experience, and being optimistic make us react in a certain way to a certain direction, or go in a certain way to a certain direction. As a result, whoever we may have the belief that the person might have accumulated a series of experience that if it is trialed with a position to govern people, that person can bring social justice, social welfare to humanity. But as a result of those trying, we found out there were many reasons why whenever we trusted or we believe someone have those capacity, we assume, then at the end of the day, we come to realize is a compiled issue in a governance, not for a particular individual or the major principle in which we have that expectation for. So as a result of that, we decided to now look at the whole thing towards different direction.
Yeah.
We have to look at the different antecedents in terms of, you see, extraordinary situation is solved with the extraordinary solution. So because of that, we have to also react in an extraordinary way and observe as Nigerians so that we don't make the same mistakes. Due to the nature of how corrupt we believe our system is, not only that corrupted, but this corruption has become so endemic, or the system has become so endemic, it has eaten us and become a disease that we choose to live with and keep destroying us systematically, sociologically, politically, even religiously. So now we have to really look and change the pattern of bringing the people we believe that their antecedent can be defended in the face of the world when it comes to being able to run Nigeria, being able to rule Nigeria or being able to be entrusted with all the expectation. Because at the end of the day, we are all human. We're all searching in the darkness. We do not know who is going to bring the kind of harmony that Nigeria is in need of at the moment. Because of so much propaganda and stigma, we don't even understand how to eliminate the right and the right leader. We rather go by materially inclined of how this thing, how we see things materially in Nigeria. Politically, we are so much into what is given to us before we can believe somebody can get our support. So this time around, we say, you know what, with all that we have done before, even though some of them, nobody ever given us anything, but of course we know how our system runs. So we're trying to create that awareness. Nothing other than that. We believe that God is the only one who is giving power to whomever he chooses. So therefore, we cannot just sit and say that, yes, because so person was once in a position like this, like that, without looking at his antecedent, integrity-wise, their quality, their exposure, their experience, then we just follow as we are being brought to. Somebody bring you something and just sell it to you, gives you money and convince you in a very, very shabby way. And then you fall in it. And then all of a sudden, we end up getting the kind of leadership. With all due respect to the current government, I didn't elect this government, and I didn't expect what is going on, which has proven what I have anticipated through my understanding, that the only person right now we have remaining that can push Nigeria forward in terms of insecurity and then come a economic security, is Major Hamza Al-Mustafa. That is why we are advocating and creating awareness, nothing other than that, because the politics hasn't started yet. Thank you very much.
Great. I'm sorry. I honestly, for the past 2 weeks, I've been dealing with the flu. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been struggling with the flu. So in case I get in, that is the reason. So actually, hearing what you said and saying that, obviously we will try to think that someone is the right person, but it's also important to look at the full picture, because I think that for me, following Nigerian politics since 2014, that is when I really getting invested into Nigerian politics, is that we tend to leave our faith on one person. We are voting everyone because of this one person who is the president. But I think that if we start looking at, the president is not going to be the only one solving your problem. The president is just the overall boss. But there are other people that will make or break what will happen in your state. So having to really look at the kind of people you put in your state, in your local government, you send as a senator, you send as a House of Rep, is very, very important. And I think that what is happening, because another thing is that the majority of the electorate in Nigeria are illiterates. So whoever they feel that banner is sold to them, that is the president, don't care. They go what they call election suck. Because most of the people that are not people that are like you and I, that know, okay, if I pick this person as a house, he didn't do that much in his community before, how am I sure he's going to do something? Or a senator or a governor. But I'm just thinking that if I elect a Mustafa or Tinubu or Buhari, my problem is solved. But I think if if you guys, especially you are that, you want to help Al Mustafa to succeed, I hope that you guys are looking at the other key people that will help make his government a success, or whoever that may be in 2027. Because that the president alone cannot fix the problem of a country. He has to have lieutenants that will help him succeed. And that is where the biggest problem is in Nigeria. We are not picking the right people, even if maybe the main guy is good, but the people surrounding that person might not be good for what we want to achieve.
Yes, I think you rightly said it. You see, you cannot please one's father and everyone's father.
Mm.
As Nigerians, personally, particularly with my experience and antecedent as well, that I have been in this game in my own little way, where I have contested in 2019, Kano Municipal as a Federal House of Reps. At the same time, of recent, I contested again. I've been part of the system. I created as much awareness that I needed to understand how our politics is being run from the grassroots. I have done and participated fully from the accumulated experience I have acquired with my understanding of politics locally, because all politics is local. So for me to be able to grab one person, believe me, like even when I contested in my party, People Redemption Party, PRP, I had to write a letter to the chairman of the party, national chairman, that this is what I found for myself. And I don't want to be unfortunate in the sense that I am contesting under PRP and the PRP have their own presidential candidate, but yet I am advertising another candidate from another party.
Yeah.
So I told them that I do not want to violate or offend anyone. What is my status? And the party simply allow me to continue with my request. So that gives me more energy and more chance that this is the sign of democracy from the party.
That's nice.
So, because great mind thinks alike. When I was searching for who to look for in terms of what you are saying, I, for one, imagine other, and the audience who are listening to us. Remember, they have their own right to think of who they believe that can bring a better Nigeria for us. Yeah. So the same way I sacrifice myself and everything and time and believe that, since that is my mantra, after making my assessment in terms of who I should give that support for, then I did without even giving up, and I'm still doing. Yeah. So, in another word, don't think that people are not participating. They are participating. We have 18 parties in Nigeria. Yeah. And most of those parties have presidential candidates. Yeah. Only that they are not famous enough, they do not have bigger structure enough, and they do not have enough money. As we know how...
I'm not saying that they are not participating in terms of seeking an office. I'm saying that the people that actually supposed to be able to vote for the right people sit home and allow the ones that are not educated to cast the vote for you. Because face it, here in the US, election day, it doesn't matter who you are. You must go and vote.
Yeah, because you have a particular concern. You know the right of why you should vote. Yeah. You know, for example, now, we all know, like this very election, that upcoming election in America, we know a lot of people are very, very confused. You know why? Because there are some of the manifestos of Republican where it favors you for one reason or another. There is some of the manifestos of Democrat that favors you for one reason or another. But at the same time, you have to come to a conclusion whereby you have to do process of elimination to see at the end of the day which ones serve most of your interest, regardless of how uncomfortable and unfavorable some of the manifestos are. So it's the reason why in our own concept back home, yes, the same school of thought of political philosophy that created reason for people to support those candidates and even create those classes of position, like House of Reps, is because that is how our democracy have designed it, that we should have up to 18 parties. So the same people at the grassroots, you see, the poor men don't contest in Nigeria and win election. We all know that.
No,
Not like how it is done here.
yeah.
So that's why I want to be very careful when I'm saying we are doing politics. I'm not even 100% convinced that if we are exercising that, the spirit of democracy. But that's why I rather use the word awareness. Whoever you want to talk about, you go either from the, I mean, people consider me to be elite, but I don't know how much elite of a person I am, because I came there, I saw what I saw, I saw what I see, I saw what I experienced, in the sense that many politicians, they don't even go and participate campaigning like how I did it, door to door, literally. I participated in the sense that I go door to door in order to create awareness to my audience, to the audience of my constituency, so that they can understand someone here is communicating with them. But guess what? Like, soon as you left, some people will be looking at you like a destitute and desperate politician. Yeah. And the same people who are even within your camp, at the end of the day, they have already bargained with another group of politics, maybe incumbents, whereby 3 days before the election or 2 days, a lot of talia, trailers, a lot of atampas, a lot of foods, a lot of money will be distributed to organizations. Those organizations are hiding behind as NGOs who are working for humanity. But in the reality, the time they are making their money, the market time for them is during that political time. Strong organizations are being used. They will be given sacks of rice to distribute it to the people. At the end of the day, those are the attractive factor that makes people believe that they have the right to vote. So now, when you are saying the elite are not participating, don't quote it, don't make a mistake. They are participating in that sense. It's like we versus them. Let them use them in the way that we can attract them with some little stipend so that they can vote for us. Yeah. So the elite are, in one way or another, hiding behind and walk.
So the elite, and what you are saying, the elite are not going to the polling station. They are going through the wrappers and the talia and the sugar and the bag of rice.
Yes, because remember, due to the nature of how our election or voting system is, the people who will have the endurance to come to the line or queue to wait there for 1 hour, 2 hours under the sunshine, they have to be someone who actually not everybody is voting due to the awareness of the true change that we are talking about. Either be it the person or the candidate, be it a councillor, be it a chairman of a local government, be it a governor or something like that, or president. But in the reality, the people who are voting, deep down their heart, you can see the marketing going on the side of the election voting areas. This is normal and traditional.
Let's talk about that. You have mentioned something before you moved on to this, is that I know you went home, you were all excited, you know, you put everything on hold here and went back to run for House of Rep. And I was so excited. I in my own little way, I emotionally, I was there to support you. I said, you know, go for it. We believe in you. And I really think that if you were given a chance, you could have done something well. But the experience, how do you think you going there innocently to try to run for office using the American mentality, that your credibility and your your support system will help you? How was it a rude awakening for you? And if after explaining that, what would you advise another person that is a diasporan that would want to also go back there and try to play that part? You know?
Yes. First of all, I would like to also quote from what once a professor, Aminu Jibril, said that he had never knew that he was an ignorant until he joined politics. You see, politics is like an institution in which both citizens join hands together in order to create a policy in which their community, their society, or their nation to be led. Direct or indirect, both citizens and elected officials are politicians. It depends at what superlative degree one felt obliged to participate as a result of the expectation of a particular policy. Because the moment a kerosene is hiked up, is going to affect you, that you are selling yam and kosai in front of your house. The moment the ashana is hiked, is going to affect the cost of the previous price you are selling. So indirectly, that participation matters. Some participate in committing to vote because their awareness of current affairs in their country, in their community. Some are informed, or they are being optimistic because they believe internationally how the whole world is being run and ruled. So as a result, they've been an activist, advocating, criticizing. So once you travel to a journey of accusing, one day you come to a level whereby, wait a minute, what is more different between me and those who I'm accusing?
Yeah.
Is it that because they have two heads? Is it that because they have a better way of understanding how to endure the struggle for significance? But what are the major reasons? By the time you get to conclusion in your own conviction, then you metamorphosed. Then you start seeing yourself as someone who is ready. Of course, having the record or history of understanding what activism is, then you decide to put the jacket of activism on the side. Because you see, in the approach of activism, it's like you want to force the government to step down for you to take over because of what you are craving, you see, the actual player, when you are an audience, you see a better way of scoring a ball than the person who is playing the ball in the field. So I do not want to be one of those with that kind of hallucination. So I decided, you know what? Let me get up. Let me get up and see myself in the game and see how it feels when I'm moving my bones, you know? So, of course, I have faced a lot of challenges from my colleagues in the diaspora as well as back home. So you found yourself trapped in between two worlds where people are saying so many things, degrading you, degrading you. One good thing our people have is like 90% will first accuse you, we demoralize you. Only few who will support you emotionally, morally, even financially. But the fact that you have that conviction, you want to be a leader, you want to be a striker, then you have to be able to take a lot of heat and challenges. Until you penetrate through that, then you come to realize, even identify yourself, who you are. At this point, you are being baptized. Now you understand how the game is being played. So it gives you more chance to see. You see, when a lion wants to pray for an animal, you will see something happen. But sometimes we don't bring it into calculation. In security, there is something we call UDA, observe, orient, detect, and act. That's why when a lion wants to pray, you will see instead of the lion moving forward fastly, he will first make some kind of move backward. That backward is where the formula begins. All the calculation has already been determined. Then before you realize the kind of force is going to apply, definitely believe me, that thing bring a successful prey. So even in the event where you miss your prey, you know that next time in this kind of angle or environment, if it was on the mountain, if it was on the snow, if it was on the sand, this is how you are going to really make the adjustment. So I believe I am no different than anyone else. You know, you start from somewhere to somewhere. And that's why we believe and being optimistic. We cannot be deter from that. We believe in Nigeria and we believe Nigeria will be great, but we have a different view of the kind of leadership.
So you are saying, despite the disappointment from your diasporans and to the Nigerians, those that you have trusted, you are still ready and determined to give it a try, or support orders?
You see, try is better than I can't.
Yeah.
And the journey of 1,000 years begins with one step. The fact that I believe, you see, when a lion is walking on the desert and the lion decides to look back, the lion does not look back to see who is chasing him, but he turns around to see how far he has gone in his journey.
Yeah.
Because of what he believes, the kind of element he believes he is carrying along with him is a greater feeling of self-contemptness, self-realization. But whatever is ahead is the continuation of the discovery of that journey in terms of what you want to achieve or how to get to your destination peacefully. Even in the event of an attack, you can be a casualty. So this is what we are talking about. Once you believe it, die in it.
Yeah.
I am so tested with the love of Nigeria that I cannot compromise. Many attempts have been made in such a way, but we keep going straight by God's grace, and that strength every day is increasing. Why? Because what we are doing, we get more audience, sincere people, responsible people, understanding what we are saying. That's how we know that, yes, whatever we are doing, the message is getting to the people and the grassroots, and they are hearing us.
Well, like someone had just said here, is it a he or she? Just says number 92. It's interesting how Nigerians are so admired but can't seems to get it together as a nation. It's a case of too much brilliance in one place. Probably my whoever that posted, it just says a number. You know, maybe too much brilliance, or maybe too much. It gotta be me.
Let me break it down in my own understanding. She may be right. You know why? Because even in America, Nigerians are being rated the most educated, the most money making in Nigeria. But that is the same thing we are talking about. What is it that wrong with our system? It's you and I contributed to that. At what level? Look at the incidents of these riot things, that are protestings.
That's my next question to you. What was the essence of the end bad governance? What to me, it's like, okay, you destroy people, hard-earned businesses, made noise, created, I mean, did you have even a spell out things that you, after this thing had died down, that you were able to sit down with the people to really listen to you to get things done? Because to me, I'm thinking a protest should be, I have what I feel. They have lined out everything that is wrong. But what do they have in their place to make it right? I think should have been the aftermath. Or is there anything going on right now that had resulted from the protest, that actually people are now sitting down with them with their 5 or 12-point agenda of how to get things right in terms of governance in Nigeria?
You see, Aja, it's not all fingers are made of equal size, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that it's not all fingers are made of equal size, we have Nigerians of various classes, which is classified in sociology as a social stratification.
Yeah.
In our own case, majority of Nigerians are poor, downtrodden. They do not know the vibes of being educated in order to react in an educational way. And the little ones who are educated, they have created, or the system have made people who are educated to believe that they are there to protect themselves, to shield themselves from being intimidated. Therefore, it's like a survival of the fittest. Anything you do, the fact that you are educated, then you have to benefit from the virtue of that being educated. Therefore, whoever doesn't have or is not educated, then is a second to none. What I mean by that? Unusual circumstances, like I said earlier, is solved with the unusual solution. For example, if people believe that their government is unrightfully handling their situation of their agitation, then that is gradually creating a venting process where people are going to boast in the way you didn't expect. Let's say the fortunate people who believe that they are educated, in some cases, they cannot come and talk to people who are uneducated, the destitute and the desperate on the line. The primary schools are not being built for those people from the get-go. 40-something years back, I was listening with through a research. I found out General Mamman Katsina or Hassan Katsina was saying the same thing we are saying today, that should we leave the Almajiris dawdling around on the street begging?
Actually, I am a witness to General Hassan Katsina going to Alkali Road with his whip to whip the Almajiris to get them off the street. And he had said it to the elders, Arewa elders, over and over and over, that this is something that needs to be managed, or else it will come and literally overtake what, and it's happening. It's really happening. Think of it, 30, 40 years ago, he was talking about that. He is one person who is an advocate against Al-Majri. Al-Majranchi is something that really was irritating him. It's like these people can learn their Islamic education in their parents' home. They don't need to be, and if they are here at the Malans to be taught, they should be staying at the compound of the Malan, not to be on the street begging. But nobody seems to listen to him. And did you see the thing with Niger? Where now Niger, one state in Niger.
Hadia, before you get there, I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you supported what I said about General Hassan Katsina, because when I was making my research among the Nigerian elite from geopolitical zones, which I have done a lot of research, like almost equal to writing a book.
Yeah.
So from the north of the side of the north, where I pour most of my interest, General Hassan Katsina have one thing in common that I see in Al-Mustafa, because I went through the soldiers, the army, the naval officers, and what they have done. Yeah. And I learned so much things about what they have contributed and how their performance was. Is the reason why I decided to have someone with the military discipline. Even though we have tried in Buhari, but something we're being covered for Nigerians, for Buhari, when we supported Buhari. And only God knows, because we are human. All we are saying, the time when Buhari was elected is a very good case study to make Nigerians become very alert and raising a red flag over who should we elect, be it a former custom, be it a soldier or a politician. I'm telling you, the kind of game a politician will play to Nigerian and even soldier is like you holding basketball and play with people's head.
Yeah.
And when soldier, we are lucky with a good soldier, pre-performer, ex-military person. We are lucky. If we are lucky, that person have all the discipline that is needed to run that country, especially in the instance of that of General Muhammad Hassan Katsina, based on the history I read, including those who are still alive.
Yeah.
But I'm quoting that because it falls into example of why the people on the street, why couldn't they have an organized, coordinated rally for them to speak up for their concern? Because in the first place, the system was not supporting their agitation. The system was not helping their agitation until they have been pushed to wall to react in the way, like how Hausa would say, Turatak Ebongo. You know? So in this case, these people are not given the right morality in the institution of information. They have been left. You go to the farm in order for you to plant something and eventually harvest it. And what happened? You went there, of course, you expect whatever you sow, you reap it. So what we saw is what we are reaping. How do you expect people to think normal? After you spend primary six, some kindergarten, some secondary school, some universities, look at almost 2 decades, you are in the institution of information where your mind is being annealed. The process of changing the structure of a metal into requirement shape. You found yourself with this privilege and you expect someone who is not given this to think like you? It's not going to be possible. So we really have to look into it and go back to the joint board and see how we can go forward. Because now we are looking for a solution. We know the problems and what they are.
Don't you think that, okay, that is a huge assignment to do when you are going to think of getting the right person in office in the next 3 years or 4 years or what have you, right? And what I still believe that, it is not just the number one we should be looking at. We should be looking at all the offices. And I think the Nigerian, you as someone who is in politics for a very, very long time, don't you think that money should be spent on awareness on those electorates that's supposed to be going that day to cast the vote, to understand each candidate? Like if you're going to have your party and before you do the primary, when you are in the primaries, before you pick the person that will be the flag bearer, there should be a lot of awareness to these people that are that day standing to cast the vote. Because as you said, or even though you are trying to say that even casting the vote is not even a guarantee that's how is that what you were saying, that the people
yes, I mean, yeah,
the election.
our voting process is still struggling to make it right, and we all know that because of a lot of rigging system and believing in it and practicing it, exercising it, and sharing money on the day of elections. They are all part of what destroy people's mind. They don't know what they are doing. The moment elite have taken advantage of people, like I said earlier, then is the beginning of the destruction, because those people's mind have no vision, no mission. So when human heart is attached to beauty. When you give them what they believe that can solve their problem now, maybe they don't wash their dress for 1 week and you give them money and omo. There were times when I had to be waited for. My team from one of the ward, they are waiting that until I bring them talia. I swear to Almighty God before they vote. And these are the people who have been doing so many things. We buy food, we do everything. So it's an internal experience.
So that is what I'm talking about. So there gotta be some awareness. There has to be like a serious awareness in order for things to change.
Do you know what the awareness is? The situation we are in now, people are dying. You know that literally? But only people may know, though, by the time, I don't know, maybe this government, we optimistic Nigerians. If this government is doing the right thing, we're going to keep quiet.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what people don't understand. Yeah. But we know there's something they call Taylorian theory. More than 1,000 ways of doing one thing.
Yeah.
If I'm a governor or I'm a house of rep, my people say this is what they don't want. You look at the larger amount of people who are complaining and quickly abide or do things in the favor or amend law in the favor of what the people want, especially if you know that there's a better way to make it reasonable to accommodate them. You can't say, no, let me go. These our colonial masters. They have their own way. They're playing politics in their own way. Politics is part of some people's food. It's like in the flesh. Yeah. Everybody have to play politics to survive in some ways, be it in your business, marketing business. Yeah. But in governance, there's an aspect in which these people, we all need each other. Yeah. But you don't succumb to everything.
Yeah.
So
we hear that now a lot of the complaint, especially with what is really going on, it's being said that the government of Tinubu is not friendly to the North. What do you think of that?
Well, I don't think it's only that. You know, Aja, I speak Yoruba very fluently,
Yeah,
being that I was partly from Lagos as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
So in the beginning, immediately Tinubu started his government, the first group of people who were going almost naked, using the words against the inflation in Nigeria, are the people from the Southwest, only if you know. So
mm,
we see, we go with the reality and the fact to make our criticism instead of us going by social media uh, havoc or social media rumors
yeah,
mongering. You
yeah,
know, we try to avoid that. We try to avoid that. So, yes, obviously, we believe that the government of this President Tinubu is the extension from the Buhari government. So,
mhm,
therefore, we do not find a better way somebody to come to us to defend the previous government without connecting it to the current government,
mm,
because the complaint have started from there
yeah,
with the issue of the subsidy. If somebody has interest in a government must remove subsidy, whatever was being camouflaged and covered before the day the Tinubu was sworn in at the Eagle Square,
mhm,
things were moving like this, like that, but still better. But the moment that announcement was made, it's like the whole building is rumbling. Up till now, people are not yet back to their senses. So we want to know the secret behind that. Who
mm,
is who is fooling who? Who is doing something to who? But at the end of the day, many facts were being pulled and were kept for further purposes. Things will be continue to be open. Why? If a particular person feel like the government should be run according to their own interests, not the government of the people, for the people, by the people.
yeah. Well, I think there are a lot of things that can be said is had gone wrong. The people that are saying that this is tenable is not for Arewa are also saying that the Muslim went and did Muslim, and now we are eating kwakwa from that. So what do you think about that whole? Now people say, okay, you guys said before if we all have Muslim or Muslim and Muslim, things will be better. But I don't think that, to me, uh, I might be wrong. I don't think that having Muslim was a plan that they have to. I think it was because of the region, right? They had given a south, it was the turn of the southwest, and then the southwest, the person that they wanted to be their flag bearer was Tinubu, isn't it? And then it happened, the vice president, usually that's the norm, right? The vice president also will be like maybe a Muslim. If the president is a Christian, the Muslim must be a vice, and the vice, if the president is a Christian, the Muslim will be vice president. Then it happened that now Tinubu happened to be a Muslim from Southwest, and that was the bloc that's supposed to be the presidency. Is that what was the reason, or
You see,
that wasn't the reason?
in my experience, I'm not a fan of claiming those approach in politics religious. I
Mhm.
try to disengage myself with that kind of approach with my own orientation. My best friends are Igbos, my best friends are Yorubas, my best friends are Edos. When I say best friend, I cross a line whereby I know I have all right to use that word.
Yeah,
So despite that, ethnicity wise or religious wise, they understand my stand of being a religious person. So do I. To the extent, once I have gotten married to someone who is a Christian, and in my life, based on the knowledge I have, I don't worship anyone but God. And I take the prescription from how God wants me to follow Him.
yeah.
So I do that. You see, one thing about politicians, especially in our society, you cannot dissociate their behavior of using certain means
To
in
display.
order to
Because
organize,
me,
to,
I
to
would
seek
think
audience.
that Tenubu is a very tolerable person, to the fact that he's married to a Christian, not just a Christian, a pastor Christian.
Yes.
So how could you say that he could even allow something to be
Yeah,
done?
I don't look at it from the personality point of view, but
Yeah.
I look at it from the ability to associate with people surrounded by. For example, now, if we really want to go to the issue of religious, even though, like I said, my understanding of politics does not confine me with one way of looking at things. Osinbanjo was the vice president. If they
Mhm.
really want to really save Nigeria to do the right thing, it was a Muslim president who have just served 8 years, which is second term. So in
Yeah.
another word, if they really want to make Nigeria we are talking about, they could have easily said that, okay, let Osinbanjo continue from their party.
Yeah.
Another party have their own structure and have their own policies.
Mm.
So therefore, let us see what exactly they are ready to do also to bring the government. So that is the dividend of democracy. So in Nigerian case, I don't think it's going to be easy for us to dissociate those tactics when at the last minute people realize that they have to use pastors or they have to use sheikhs and imams.
That's
And those imams, they are like hiding bombs that when politicians have made all the possible distributions of money, when the politicians have organized and coordinate their people at the end of the day, then they have this powerful mechanism, which is church and the mosques, where they use,
and traditional rulers.
and the traditional rulers.
Yeah.
This is where they use them in order to aim and target what they want to achieve. By
I
using,
saw a video that was going around. It went viral where it says, I really love that video. Whoever did it is brilliant. That was showing said now there's the mudu of Gari is of how many thousand. There's the mudu know whether you're Muslim or Christian. This, petrol is this amount. Does it know if you're Muslim or Christian? So I'm thinking that it's it's very, very dangerous if people try to rule based on ethnic line or religious or I mean political, that's the norm, but when you're going to say ethnicity and also religion is the only way you can really vote, you can miss out on good people. And I'm hoping that for me, all I want for Nigeria, because Nigeria is a great country with amazing, incredible, brilliant people, good-hearted people, too brilliant for their liking even, and hard workers, is that we get the right people that understand the value of Nigerians and really work with Nigerians so that we can make Nigeria the greatest nation on earth, not just in Black nation, but in the world, because we go to different countries and help them make their countries great nations. Why shouldn't they give every Nigerian an opportunity to contribute so that they don't even have to leave their country? They can actually invite other people just for what they will make Nigeria great. Other people will be running to come to us. Like, remember during when Ghana used to come to us, every other African countries will come to us for jobs. We should be aiming for that.
yes,
Um,
little by little, a drop of water make an ocean.
yeah.
We have tried so many approach, including Muslim. So I believe while Muslim is going
Yeah,
on,
it's a very interesting conversation. I'm recently learned about the United Muslim Party. Does need to what? Let me see. What is this? I don't know about that. Well, we hope that is not the case.
yeah,
I mean, everybody have the right to do
exactly.
party.
So like I'm saying,
You can be Muslim, United Muslim Party, United Christian Party, United whatever party, but as long as you do right by people, that is the
yes.
most important thing.
So
The
like
most,
I said, the process is like a little by little, a drop of water make an ocean.
yeah,
Regardless of there is party or not party, at the end of the day, when one term is over, there are people. It's not like an inheritance place.
yeah,
There are constitution that govern and guiding the policy, the process in which leadership has to be carried on.
yeah.
So as a result, Whatever we think we can do does not have to be purely political. Is the reason why at the moment we decide to start creating awareness. That awareness is exactly what you are underestimating the impact of what is coming up to become.
Yeah.
Those people we are seeing, those are our grassroots.
Mm.
We are creating awareness by trying to communicate and talk to them and bring them history because they are human beings.
Yeah.
Those who have made it. You see, in America, those who are mining, they are not going to university to learn how to mine. They are brought up in mining. They can be scientists without going to school. I have
Yeah.
met people like that.
Yeah.
Those people who drills the street in order to connect these our machines that provide us electricity.
Yeah.
Some of them they do not go to class. They learn as like apprentice and they
Yeah.
become expert and making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So when we want to sit down and say you have to go to school and be educated is one thing.
Yeah.
And when the system is so celebrated with education, then even vocational become education.
Well, the thing is that we have too many degrees with no street smart, no way of achieving. I think that, and I'm glad, I'm actually loving the fact that Nigeria now is redirecting its energy into investing in skills. Like people now, the focus is that, yes, the degrees are good, but I think we also need to focus on how to try and get people to have skills, and that is what you're talking about. And I think that should be, I would say, a great job provider. And also is that when a community has a lot of way of making a living, they don't have to depend on government, peace comes. But if you
Exactly.
go and have all these degree, if you have all these degrees, and then you end up not having a job, and you feel you don't have the skill to even you didn't learn the skill, then what happened? You are sitting there frustrated, and then we have a lot of the menaces that is happening right now. And that is also the continuation of the wrong governance, because you are feeling that if I am educated, I have these degrees, if I vote for this person, this time I'm going wrong. So I'm going to wait 4 years again to wait and vote for this person. Maybe that person will give me a government job. And that's why we continue being in this roller coaster of what the Nigerian,
Exactly.
is, you know.
Yeah. Contrary to how it is done here, where people wake up in the morning like if as if they are going to the store or supermarket, they will just go and vote without beating the drum, without banging at the door, without throwing the stone, without carrying cutlasses and weapons. They will just go and vote with their fingers and with their sense of conviction, what they want to, with their sense of conviction, what they want to do,
Hmm. Yeah.
who they want to vote for.
Yeah, that's exactly. And someone is asking, how does contact you? You can actually leave your contact on our Dialogue with Khuraira Messenger. One of our programmer will schedule you for. We love to hear people doing great things. Like it's either you reach out to us or we follow. We scout around Facebook and see what your activities are on your personal pages or your NGO pages, and that's how we invite you to be part of our conversation. But yeah, we love spreading good news. We love, because it's enough of bad news. There's so many good people doing great things, and we want that to be shared so that you can learn from them and better what you're doing or start something new. And Ibrahim, I'm sure 2027 is going to be an amazing year for you. You have gotten the experience now. You have learned your lesson, and you're ready to do what will help you help others. And we are honestly very proud of you, and we wish you a very, very, very best, whatever direction you may go in trying to accomplish your dream in being part of those people that want to make a good change in Nigeria. And you're already contributing here as well. As someone has said here, he said, we Nigerians, we need more experienced and highly educated people like Honorable Ibrahim. See, you are already getting someone saying, already voting for you, Ibrahim. So,
I'm honored.
so whatever, we hope to have you next to hear what is going on. Maybe sometimes in towards the end of towards next year when everything start getting serious. But yeah, awareness is key. And I've been watching a lot of the things that we're doing, and also some of your Zoom meetings and TikTok awareness you're doing is great. And we wish whoever that is going, we pray for whoever that can come and really help Nigeria live, and Nigeria and Nigerians live their full potentials, because honestly not even 25% is tapped of the potentials of Nigerians, because they have so much to offer. So we hope we'll be able to get someone that will really understand that. And may this government, God help them also to realize by the time they are done, listen to what some others are complaining about, to do right by them. Everything about, leadership is that, yes, you go in, you might be expecting something different, but when you get in there, you find a whole different thing. And you said something very important, Ibrahim, that you said, when you are in the position, you will be hearing people complaining. It is important to listen to the majority that are complaining, not the few. And most of the time, the few are the ones that are always being listened to, and the majority that are yelling and screaming are left behind, because, like you said, a bag of Thalia will be given in another next 4 years, and that because they're so hungry, they don't realize they have sold their 4 years for a bag of Omo and Thalia and Atampa. So may God and Maggi. So we hope the NGOs and the NGOs that are helping them to do that, now they're suffering with them, because like the man had said, me and you, Ibrahim, Gary doesn't know you didn't, you were PDP or APC or PRP or what have you, right?
Very true. When you go to the market, it
Yeah,
doesn't distinguish who is who.
everyone. Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to more engagement when it comes to close, to getting those voters out there and having the right awareness to get us the right leader. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Do not forget to go and search for that awareness tactics to
Okay.
tell Nigerians the truth about true leadership. Apart from the sentiment that you may have or carry along for a long time, please look at Nigeria first before yourself. Then you understand what we are talking about.
True.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, for inviting me to this great program or show. And with all the audience that are here, thank you very much for listening. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Actually, good night, everyone from Nigeria.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, I will. In Nigeria, we look forward to another dialogue with Khuraira next week. Which will next week. Yeah, dialogue with Khuraira. All right, bye now. Thank you, Ibrahim.
Okay, bye bye.